Okay, so if you're watching this right now, I have a challenge for you. We as people often become prisoners of our negative feelings and emotions. You know, maybe you're unhappy with your job. Maybe you just went through a breakup and you're depressed and you're sad. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you have anxiety and it cripples you in some way, shape, or form. Uh, but these negative emotions and feelings, they're like quicksand. We get stuck in them, and we don't know how to escape them. We wake up, and sometimes it's the first thing we think about. We go to sleep, and it's the last thing we think about, and we kind of just get trapped there. And maybe we're just all waiting for happiness to come and save us. You know, if one good thing would go right, if we won that Powerball, if we got our promotion, if we found the love of our life, whatever the case may be, we sit there just hoping and waiting for that moment to come to make us right. And while I do think that some of these emotions are very, very beneficial to us, beneficial to our growth as people, help us evolve, I mean, you do want to experience some sort of grief and really be able to process it and learn from it. That's how we just learn from life in general. However, because we get stuck in this situation of negative feelings and negative emotions, I find it's very often that we don't try to do anything to take care of ourselves, to get us thinking otherwise, to give us a break from that. And so this whole idea of a challenge came about. It was actually a discussion with me and one of my friends. I had went through a really big life change experience several years back, and on my social media page, I'm like an open book. I tell people what's going on in my life. I'm not really embarrassed by it. I mean, I guess I am a little bit embarrassed, but I take pride and I find strength and vulnerability. And I like showing people the human side of me. I don't want to pretend like I'm invincible. And I didn't really think too many people paid attention to it, but this one particular friend of mine did, and they had asked me about a previous experience that I went through because they're now going to be going through that as well. And they're like, how did you deal with it? I mean, you had all this extra free time. How do you cope? How did you escape it? How did you survive it? And it was hard to give a simple answer for that, but basically time, the cliche, time heals everything, and it is true. But what I suggested is to find distractions. And so I came up with an idea and I challenged them to do 10 things by the end of this year that they were either too afraid to do. They said that it's just not my style. I'm not going to do it. So they're exposing themselves to something new, a new life experience. Maybe they actually would find happiness in it. They may actually enjoy it, or things that they said that they always wanted to do and they never did. And it's a new lease on life. They have this free time. They have this opportunity. They should do it. And the more that we talked about it and discussed it and thought about potential ideas, the more I realized, I need to do this in my life. And, I think back, we all have those summers, those years where like, this is the greatest year, we'll never be able to repeat that year. And sometimes we live our lives trying to repeat those awesome memories, and never being able to really recapture the magic. And there's something I want you to think about in regards to those memories that we all have. Is there's one consistent factor in every single memory or experience that we have, and that's us. We're there. We were present for it. So I got to thinking, if we do 10 challenges before the end of the year, that's roughly a challenge a month with a little bit of extra time to think about it. And or you have a really freaking exciting December because you're a procrastinator, whatever. If you did that, it would probably make it a kick-ass year that you would never forget, because you spent that year trying to do things that you always wanted to do, or that you may have been too frightened to do. It would be exciting. It would be making new memories. And to kind of bring it full circle, if we're if we're constantly thinking about what's sad in our lives and what's got us down and those negative feelings and emotions, if we give ourselves a break and we have a little bit of time to plan for something exciting, something fun, we may find it's easier to get out of that quicksand. And we did have a little bit of difficulty trying to come up with ideas. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be something extreme. It could be trying a new food. It could be something extreme. I've always wanted to skydive. Go skydiving then. Me personally, I'm never gonna jump out of a perfectly good plane. I might ride a hot air balloon, but I'm not gonna skydive. There's other things though, like this, for example, is my first challenge. It is my want to be a motivational speaker or do some kind of motivational speech. It's something I've always wanted to do. So this is my shot at doing that. Whatever the case may be, and I want to invite people to, when they do these challenges, when they do post their challenge, that they add like a hashtag, hashtag 2016 Bucketlist, or hashtag this is my year. So when you're trying to come up with ideas and you want some inspiration, maybe find a muse out there, you can search that hashtag and see what other people are doing and say, okay, that's a good idea. I got an idea. I want to do something similar to that, or that just reminded me of something that I said some point in our life. Because we have those moments. We throw those moments away. We'll find something and think about it and go, yeah, I want to do that at some point in my life. And we throw it away. We don't write it down. We end up forgetting about it. And that's the key to living the life that you really want to live. I mean, some of us are not going to survive 2016, and that's a harsh reality. But it'd be pretty nice to go out trying to live life the way you want to live it. And the cool thing about this challenge is that it's personalized. It's all for you. What you want to do. I'm not going to tell you to do 10 things that I come up with that are silly or wacko. I want you to do 10 things that you've always wanted to do and make that commitment. And not only that, but challenge some people that you know to do the same thing, because I think this will be a very fulfilling life experience. And it's my 32nd birthday today, and it'd be the biggest wish come true for you guys to do this for yourselves. So I'm going to, I'll post a link to my Instagram if you want to follow what I'm doing, maybe get some ideas from what I'm doing. I challenge you guys to at least find 5 people that you know and challenge them to do the same thing, and take 10 things before the end of 2016 that you've always wanted to do and do them. Let's make some life experiences, people. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry it's a long video. Bye.